Even though it is hot and so muggy, I've decided to come out and go for a walk today because what's left of that tropical storm is starting to roll through here tonight, and probably tomorrow and next day are probably going to be muddy. But I'm at Brushy Fork Park. Now here in Berea, we actually have two kinds of parks or sets of parks. I don't know how you describe it. We have our city parks, which are run by the city government, and then we have the college parks, which are run by the college. And this is one of the college parks. And this part of Brushy Fork is called the Alumni Fields. And back in the day, this is where Berea College's not football, they don't have football, baseball, soccer, and all that stuff, they all played down here. But now it is part of the college farms, and it's all organic, no spraying, all that kind of good stuff. You can see some more of the fields there across the street. And greenhouses back up there. They actually have quite a few pawpaw trees over there. And I was talking to one of the head people over there a couple years ago, and they were saying they have all these pawpaws, and of course pawpaws don't keep very long once they're ripe, and they've tried to figure out ways what they can do with them that way they'd be marketable and they could keep for longer. And they came up with pawpaw jelly and pawpaw ice cream and pawpaw tarts. And I had the tarts, and I think the jelly, it was good, but pawpaw's one of them things a lot of people have never heard of, and some people just don't like them. My problem with pawpaws is once you've eaten them and throw the skins in the trash, you've got to take your trash out almost immediately, because once those skins start rotting, they smell like a dead body. They're horrible. Another interesting thing is you'll see the trail here. Actually see a little better right here. It's not gravel or dirt, it's cinders. And for God, I don't know how long, the entire college campus was heated by a coal plant. And this is where they would come dump the cinders on these trails. And it's not as bad as it used to be, but you didn't come down here in flip-flops or sandals, because if you got one of those burn up cinders in your shoe, it was not fun. It was a lot worse than a rock. I just stopped because there was a really cool butterfly on one of these purple flowers, and I could have swore I heard somebody holler my name from across that field. It's entirely possible, but I was the only car in the parking lot. So far, I'm the only person I've seen down here, so. And bonus points, if you know what these are. It is, like I said, hot and muggy, but that breeze feels good. I'm gonna pass the bridge up here for a second. Okay, I hear people over at the picnic tables across the creek. That must have been what I heard hollering at me. But this bridge isn't terribly old. The old bridge was over here. And the old bridge was just basically two logs with some plywood on it that crossed the creek. And you could get on it and jump, almost like a trampoline, where it was so old. Probably why they tore it down and put the metal bridge in, but actually you can see over there on the other bank, that's where the old bridge was. You can see that mudslide looking place. And if you remember the video a few weeks ago where we were walking in the creek, that creek is called Silver Creek. This is the Brushy Fork of Silver Creek, which is why the park's named Brushy Fork. And Brushy Fork seems to be a popular name around here. I don't know what the orange dots are on the trees, but I can assure you it ain't marking them to be cut down. This bridge, I have so many pictures with so many people on this bridge. Sometimes there's locks on them. When people get engaged, they'll come down here, write their name on a padlock and lock it on the bridge. They try to cut them off and stuff. It looks like it's been painted recently, but it's always been this color. If you're into fishing, it's a good creek. There's big tuna fish, swordfish. You never know what you're gonna catch down there. One of the fun things down here is there are deer, lots of deer, and they will come right up in front of you. I have some pictures. If I can dig them out when I get home, I'll put them in the video. But there's a picture where there's deer like 2 feet from me, just staring each other in the eyes. And we also have bears. Bears are a fairly new thing in our neck of the woods. Bears were hunted out of Kentucky a long time ago, and in the past 15, 20 years, they've been making their move. Usually once or twice a year, we get one in town. When I say town, I mean up in town. And they usually just throw rocks at it and make it come back down here where everybody's hiking. Somebody has left their drink. I bet they're gonna come back for it because it is still full. And I'm not gonna be mean and take it even though I didn't bring anything to drink. Now this is going to be an extension to the city's trail system. This will connect Boone Street, which is pretty much the middle of town, out to Prospect Street and the trail we were walking the day that we got in the creek. I don't know if they're blacktopping it, but I'd say they are. Most of these new trails, they blacktop, and then you have side trails that aren't. So that's my guess. Well, you may wander down that way. Now this park is a lot bigger than what I'm going to show you because I'm not going to the top of the mountain today. This goes up to the top of, I really don't know what the mountain's called. I've heard it called 3 or 4 things. I've always known it as Fentress Mountain. But I'm sure that's probably not the right name. And then up here around the corner, I'm getting a little spooked. I keep hearing like people are following me and there's nobody around. But up here around the corner, there used to be a tree. Huge oak tree. There's still some pieces of it here. Everybody knew this tree. Some people called it the fairy tree. Some people called it the magic tree. Didn't. Just different things. But one time, me and some friends came down and we held hands in a circle around it. And 7 people with a little bit of overlap is what it took to get around the trunk. It was a gigantic oak tree. Now when it fell, I did a little story in the paper for it. And the forester for the college said that it was around 300 years old, but parts of it had been dying off for a while. And we had a big ice storm. For those of you up north, I said I-C-E. Sometimes I say ice and people think I'm talking about my rear end, but I'm not. But the ice storm really took a toll on it. And then 2 weeks later when the power's back on, then Everybody forgot about the ice storm or windstorm come through and polished her off. Now I do have a picture of this at home, the old tree, and I'll show it to you. Now I keep saying I'm hearing people following me. This is not a place I've ever heard of as being haunted, but oh, there's something a little creepy about today. Who knows, I might be being followed. I sure feel sorry for them if they think they're going to start anything, 'cause my stomach has been a mess today. They might get them a surprise. There's another great big oak tree. Not quite as big as the fairy tree was, but that's a big one. There's a few up through here that are whoppers. Oh, that breeze feels so good. Here's 3 more pretty good sized oak trees. I'm still hearing stuff behind me. I'm thinking the wind is blowing stuff out of the trees. And that's what I'm hearing. I love big old oak trees. And we used to have a whole bunch in town. Of course, the tornado in '96 took out some of them. And the pitiful thing is we don't plant anything like that back. Everybody wants to plant a damn Bradford pear. I'm trying to walk very, very slow because I've noticed on my videos when I'm recording and walking, it looks like I'm in a full sprint. And rest assured, if I'm in a full sprint, something's after me. There's a bench up here somewhere where I usually stop at and rest before I finish my loop. And I'm really wishing I'd see it right about now. I made it to the bench. All kinds of footprints in this mud. Look at this. Dog, raccoon, and a deer. Not even a foot apart. This is where it's pretty obvious that the parks have been closed because there's actually grass growing up through here right now. That path is actually the hard path up the mountain. We're going to go this way. And this goes to one of my favorite places down here. Oh, that breeze. This is a little pine barrens sitting out here all by itself. I have some really cool pictures I've taken with my Nikon from this little pine barren area. I don't know why it feels so creepy down here today. Probably getting stalked by a bear or a paint huffer. I need to slow my walking down. I'm normally a fairly fast walker. I'm pretty long-legged. I'm 6'9" if I'm standing on a 7-inch tall platform. It's weird, this is the first time I've been down here this year. And normally when the weather's nice, I'm here 2, 3, 4 times a week. It's just an easy part to get to. This is the dead center of town for the most part. It's kind of hard to believe, but right over there is Scaffold Cane Road, which is one of the main drags into town. And College Square, if it's a quarter mile straight ahead of us, I'd be surprised. So it's nice to have this right in the middle of town. You don't have to drive off a ways to find somewhere to go in the woods and hike around. See, I worry more about bears in this kind of situation than I do in the woods. And now we're back on the main trail that goes back down to the creek. That was just one of the loops up here. Okay, now I'm back to where the new trail is being built, and even though I am sweating like something is wrong with me, I think we're gonna walk down it and just see. Boone Street's not too far this way, so you're gonna be seeing it for the first time when I see it for the first time. Why it feels so creepy out, but the breeze sure feels good. Let's walk down here to the creek. Maybe if we be real quiet, we'll see one of the tuna fish swim up. I don't know if you can hear them on here for the wind, but the bells uptown are ringing. I'm guessing that means it's 3 o'clock. Look at these vines. And if I wasn't by myself, I would find me one to swing on. That's something I love to do. When I can find one that'll help me. Look how twisted. That's pretty cool. I'm glad they left those there when they carving this out for the trail. Oh, that breeze. Look at that. That's like a little Cade's Cove. Huh. One of the things about these new trails they're building is you're seeing things in town and views that you never saw before. It's kind of cool. If I was better prepared, my big hind end will be sitting over there on that slate bank. I want to live close to the creek like this. That's pretty cool. That'd be the house to have right there. And I don't know how much farther this gonna go, where it's gonna come out. Done got somebody's coon dog tore up. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be where I turn around. Oh, look how nice. We really do have a pretty town. And I have decided this is going to be named Little Cade's Cove. And I don't care who likes it or not. Oh, Lord. I'm not afraid of snakes, but that one caught me off guard. Is it pregnant? I think that one's pregnant. Or just ate, or... It's got some humps. Yeah, it knows I'm here, and I don't think it's real happy. Dude, I ain't messing with you. It's too hot. Yeah, he's not thrilled that I'm standing here. So now I'm heading back to the car. And can't. And everything I hear, I think, is a snake. My memory card's almost full for some reason. I thought I'd cleaned it off. But I have learned, this is my 10th video, I need some more memory cards and some bigger memory cards. This little filler seems to fill up awful fast. And there you can see what's left of that hurricane or tropical storm or whatever it was. We'll get something from it before the day's over. And walking back this way to the car, you can see the construction. Now that's where Catering Hall was until end of March, I think is when they tore it down. I'm not exactly sure what they're building back there, but it'll be something. But thank you everybody for joining me on my walk. Please like and subscribe if you want to. Don't feel pressured. And remember, whenever a door closes, open that sucker right back up. That's how doors work. Before I go, hopefully my car will hold this. One day, it's been a few years ago, me and my friend Darla were coming down here to walk. And Berea kind of has a reputation for being a hippy-dippy kind of town. People say that we make our shoes out of pine cones and wash our clothes in herbal tea. And, you know, everybody kind of leans into it. And me and Darla are walking down here to the creek one day, and we hear people, and they're coming up out of the creek. And there's this little kid with his parents, and this kid was maybe like 5 years old. And he's having a fit that me and Darla are coming up the trail. He says, Mommy, there's people coming. I don't have any clothes on. And his mom goes, it's okay. We're in Berea.